I mentioned it earlier. Loss of confidence. If any crime happens around here right now, police hardly get information from the public. Why? They don't trust the police. And you don't blame them. Because each time or whatever anything happens and you reveal some sensitive information to the police, you might be used as a culprit. So when next thing happens, you wouldn't tell police anything. You just walk away. And that's why sometimes when you see a particular incident, you don't see anybody to even ask of. Because everybody will run away from the environment.
Deserted, yes.
The whole place will be deserted. What happened? No confidence. If you talk to police about it, they will carry you. They will hold you. Okay? So, loss of confidence. Even among the agencies themselves, there is not this interfacing of information. There is not this sharing thoughts. Okay? Among the agencies. Because how many times have we seen police and police fighting themselves on the road? Also police and army. Yeah. Police and the other agencies. That esprit de corps that established their core responsibility isn't there. Okay, so I haven't said all this. The confidence isn't there. And if it's not there, you lost everything. Okay, so the police themselves have not even gone training on how to handle issues. Yes. In fact, I've heard so many policemen who said that since they joined force and they were close to their retirement age, they've not gone for any retraining. That means the only training they had was that first one, probably at Lagos State Police College. So imagine someone who are not going to update his knowledge about crime prevention, about modern crime prevention and all that, then be introduced to certain level of understanding about his profession. He lives in the dark. And that's what accounts for, that's all you see in the country. So many agencies, so many their personnel, they live in the dark. Do you know in other crimes that are developed, when a crime is committed, they don't go after the culprit. The type we call suspect here. Yeah. They allow you to loom large. But do you know what? A background check is on. That crime could take like a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, count it. Osama bin Laden started committing his atrocity for years. America allowed him to fool himself. Until when they had got enough evidence against him, they nabbed him. Hush Puppy, same. He has been looming large, but they got his record. That means when they catch you eventually, you can't escape it. They have every evidence about you. Same with our man here, the former
James
Super Cup, no?
Oh, okay,
Abakiari, who had a collaboration with Hush Puppy. They had evidences, damning evidences, that when eventually is brought before you, you can't say no. It's not. You can't debate it. And that is where intelligence gathering comes in. That is where when we are caught here. In fact, that very night, that very day you are caught, you are condemned. You did it. So.
Well, how about we as a people? What can we do better?
You and I cannot do it. It's the government that can do it. Train your personnel, retrain them, let them go for courses abroad. I've just said something here. A policeman who was recruited few years ago or so many years ago had not gone on training or retraining, had not updated his brain about policing, had not updated his brain about anything. He's just there. He's a policeman, he carries rifle, he doesn't know how to maintain, he doesn't know how to come for self-defense, and all that. So these are problems.
Talking about, let me put in here now. You talked about intelligence gathering, earlier, and that's one of the areas the governors have all agreed they need to work on. again,
my worry about this is that we've been paying lip services to all this. This is not the first time we've heard
that.
They've had meetings upon meetings upon meetings and all that.
I'm coming there. And talking about intelligence gathering, especially within, the southwestern governors' caucus, that would mean interstates, intels being shared and all. When this incident happened, the following day, the Ondo State Governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, said he knows those who perpetrated it, talked about they're from Mali, trained in Libya, and all of that.
And that's
where was the place of that intel in addressing or trying to, apprehend this culprit? If the governor claims, the governor of the state, the chief security officer of the state, claims to know those who perpetrated it, not just know them in terms of, these are the set of, unscrupulous elements who did this, but he knows their origin in terms of where they are from and even where they got their trainings from. Where was the place of that intel in trying to curtail it? Or at least apprehend them by now?
You see, it is neither here nor there. When you are when information is sketchy or you don't know what to say, the next you could say are lies.
You think he was lying?
I didn't say he was lying. I said each time you say something without having a full knowledge,
gray areas,
all you do is to speculate. That thing happened just like today. He was such in a hurry to tell the world what happened. And as a chief security officer, he's supposed to be having his briefing every day. From the chief officer, the chief security officer of the police, or whoever.
That's the CP.
Okay? But that might not be coming. So you don't blame the young man, the man to have told you they came from Mali and they are terrorists from wherever. Because that is the sketchy information he got. And at that point, he must say something. Do you understand? And let me say this too.
But why give just before you share that thought, why give a wrong intel? I mean, you're telling the public that these are foreigners.
What else would you?
He could have just, tried to,
yeah, but he wants to justify himself.
Condolences.
He wants to justify himself.
Well, you can't justify yourself by saying, "Oh, the police are right on top of it." Or we have a few suspects that were not.
And that's the best he could say. Yeah. Then the person you are talking about has so many aides around him. He has a security aide. He has a personal aide. He has a policeman around him everywhere, and he has the chief security personnel.
That's Commissioner of Police.
Commissioner of Police in that very state. When this happened, do you know whether he has linked up to them, or his phone wasn't reached, or their phones were not reached?
His phone must have been reached because we were not from Abuja.
We were not
the
there.
National Convention.
So the point remains that
how did he get the info
until we get to the root of certain some of these things? We are doing the wrong thing. What are the wrong things? Security issues are taken with levity.
Okay.
The levity is starting from when the public, you remember Dedibu? The man Amala politics. He was the man who told the whole country how the security money is being given to the governors and how they squash it. And this is the point. The point is, until, look, the awareness is so high now, political awareness. There are certain things that were done in the past that we didn't know. And now we are beginning to know. So we need enough information to diffuse all those. Otherwise, you allow us to believe what we have believed. Otherwise, you allow us to do what we are doing. Until a governor becomes the leader of the people, who comes to those at the lower rung of the ladder to explain. Yes, you must explain. Because we are being paid by the people.
Now let me take you on this statement by the Benue State Governor while he was expressing his condolence to his brother. That's how he addressed him, the Ondo State Governor. He mentioned that these people are targeting the governors that have refused to negotiate with bandits. He said he's been a target not once, not twice, not thrice, and he's not ready to lay his guards down. He's not ready to negotiate. He's not also ready to accept whatever they're saying, and he was encouraging the governor of Ondo State not to be in that picture of maybe that's why he was targeted. And let me also take it back to the issue of banditry, where the Northern Sheikh came up to say that this has happened, Sheikh Gumi now, let us negotiate with these people, urging the federal government to negotiate with bandits. And this person, another Sheikh, that has a lot of people following him, that he commands respect, came up to say it's something like that, had, of course, knew where they were and said he knows where they are, take pictures with them, and then nothing was done about it. That intelligence gathering, up till now, it has gone down the drain and nobody is talking about that. So all of these things is a ripple effect from up. It has, from the top, it has gone down to the skirts of the government, just as the Bible would say. And all of those things where, if, let's imagine it was handled from top. Someone came up to say, I know where these people are, let's negotiate with bandits, and then nothing was done about it. That information was let to slide. So what were you expecting? These people have so much audacity, knowing that if that couldn't happen in the federal level, it also won't happen on in the state level too.
Gumi, I don't know if it would be wrong if we say Gumi is the spokesperson of the bandits. That might not be right.
Terrorists.
Or the terrorists. But he has spoken for them many times.
Several times.
Several times he has spoken for them. Okay? And an ordinary person on the street who think the way I think should think that Gumi should be invited and be questioned. But you see, Gumi is a free man who walks everywhere. And he is so audacious that he keeps saying it. He knows where they were. He knows where they can be negotiated into laying down their arms and all that.
And surrendering.
Being that as it is, I don't know if we begin to look at other countries who had recorded successes in areas like this. Somebody like Gumi should be invited for questioning. We are not saying invite him, lock him up. No. It could be a very good source of information.
Yeah.
A very good source of solving this problem.
They have been called for that over time before now.
Did he go?
Well, no, not to invite him up. People have said the same thing you were saying. Invite him.
Yeah, but what else can we suggest to the government? Ziggy cannot invite a Gumi, right? And so do other agencies. They might not have the capacity,
yes,
or it's not their core job to invite him. But Gumi should be invited. Yes, we've been talking about negotiation. How do we go about this? I don't know. Whichever question that will bring about abatement. So we've had enough. Recently, a cleric was abducted, and the cleric revealed so many things.
Yes.
He said so many things.
After 100 million ransom was paid.
Yes.
That's Methodist cleric.
Yes. That money was paid, and one of the take-home points he made, among many, was that they said they were coming eastward. Few days later, we had that attack. Do you understand? So we are now walking away from Gumi, who has been singing like canary. What about someone who has a very fresh fact that, look, I met with these people face to face, not as friends, but I was abducted.
Yeah.
But these are information I'm bringing from them to you. What was done?
Nothing.
You read about it,
Of
right?
course.
He said
He was on the TV station.
yes, he was everywhere. He said these people said they were friendly. They didn't have, he was taken today, tomorrow, next, he was released. And he said, we paid money. They said all they need was money, or to disturb the government, or not even as a negotiating chip, no.
Yeah.
They said, this is what we want. And they said their movement now is that their people are heaping arms here and there, and they are coming westward. What was done? Okay, yes, the governor just met. The governors, they just met. And are we saying they've set up a machinery? They've set up a kind of blockade that will necessitate the entry into this area?
Yeah.
The answer is as good as mine, because I keep saying, yes, I give kudos to Lagos. Why do I do so? Lagos is relatively peaceful. Okay? And why is this so? Because we have maybe knowledge on how to govern ourselves properly. And we are more of a security conscious than other people living in other states. Okay? And we are saying, if what works in Lagos could work in other states, why not? Introduce it. APC states, I'm aware, as this common thing, other states, they replicate what other states do. Like in Edo, you see LASMA, you see other agencies and other. I think those things were copied in Lagos. And it's working there. But do you know the problem they have most times when you talk to them this way? They'll tell you they fund to maintain or to sustain those structures might not be there. And we ask, such a humongous amount of money is given to you to take care of your people. Security money, yes, we keep going there and we must go there. We must interrogate and nudge to know
the security vote.
The security vote money. What is it for? It's not for your pocket. It's not received for. Who introduced it? Obasanjo did.
Well, it's big.
And why he did it was to further curb the security prevalent then. And it worked to an extent.
Yes.
But when other governors are coming and they see it as their private money, that money is over 200 and something million.
Well,
all received for. So what I'm saying is this: when such amount of money is given, and other donors, other good-spirited Nigerians give them, because they give money too.
Yes.
During the pandemic, if you know how much people contributed to make things work well for the citizens, you marvel.
We saw the case of palliatives.
It's palliative I'm talking about. Did those things get to the public? This is the same issue we're having. When things are provided for the welfare of the people are the leaders don't get it down to those at the lower rank of the ladder, the indigents for which these things are meant for. And we keep talking. I don't know why we have deaf and dumb leaders.
Okay, just as we wrap up this conversation, I can sense that emotions are getting high, and so that's quite understandable because no one is really pleased with the situation of the nation. But closing in on this discussion, even as we wrap up, yes, Southwestern governors have met, they've come up with some resolution. Do you think that if they're able to successfully implement some of these ideas, such as intel gathering between interstates, then probably roadblocks, as you've mentioned, stronger borders within southwestern states and what have you. Do you think that should also be replicated across the nation so that we can relatively have security in the nation?
No state in the world, no country in the world, in the globe would completely boast of not having security bridges. Places like Netherlands, they don't have prison. There are no prison in Netherlands. Okay? It's not that people don't commit crime, but they commit a kind of lesser crime. Do you understand? But what that tells is that their security arrangement is top notch. Okay? So people are afraid to commit crime. Places like Switzerland, where there's World Bank and all that, security in those environments are top notch. UK, where I know too well, their security is top notch too. Okay? Now, where we have this porosity of security are places where their people are so corrupt. Places of South Africa, Morocco, Nigeria, and I can name. We never learned any lesson from anywhere. EndSARS happened. Sorry, I have to take you because all these are interlinked.
It's fine. Just as we wrap up, yes.
EndSARS happened. We've never taken any lesson from it till tomorrow. And these are things that brew security. They brew security. They hatch security and incubate it until such a time when they have. No security just happened. It's not an event. No security is an event. No. no breach is an event.
Took months of
It
planning.
takes time.
To plan.
So those times are incubative periods. What do you do during those incubative periods until they go to hashing time? NSAS happen, and I tell you, what happens in NSAS last? The people that were involved, every Nigerian was involved. Don't make that mistake.
Yes.
They were in support one way or the other. Look, for the first time, those that gathered there were feeding every day. That means people were supporting them.
We have like
It's only they couldn't participate, but they were in support, spirit and body.
we have like 30 seconds to wrap up.
So you understand?
So-
Then COVID-19 came. One should think by now we should have all the states should have a facility that will curb such an event. Should they happen again? Nothing. So these are things that build security. People are dissatisfied with actions of the leaders when they are not happy with what they are doing. And no leader, everything is wrapped up.
Okay.
So you can't get into their this thing. So what I'm saying is the governors, yes, they've tried to come together, but this is not the first time the governors are coming together. What have they been discussing? The governors have been coming together. Are you saying security is not paramount in their discussions? Because security and welfare of the people should be the primary responsibility of any government.
Okay.
Okay. I
Okay?
think
So
that's a very fine place to
Yes.
wrap it up.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Zigibe, for sharing your thoughts on the show this morning.
Thank
We
you, my pleasure.
appreciate
Thank you very
thank you so much.
All right, so that's it for the show this morning. Not the show, the segment this morning. In the words of Zigibe, he said that security and welfare of the people is and should be the primary responsibility of any government. And as a people, we have a duty to hold this government, to hold our leaders accountable and do better for a better Nigeria we all hope for. We'll take a short break now. Coming up next, we have another interesting segment for you on the show this morning. Please do stay with us.